Hello everybody and welcome back to another Moveset Guide and Analysis video. Today, people, we're going to be looking at this little bastard here, Mr. Meeseeks. I'm kidding, of course. We're talking about Blacephalon today, and I'm going to tell you right now, I completely underestimated Blacephalon. It's still a really solid Pokemon. I personally think that Subcon Mind is one of its best sets, but I'll get there when I get there. We're going to start with Scarf. I like this as more of a late game revenge killer. You know, everything's pretty weak. It can come in, you know, click Shadow Ball and just start taking names, you know, getting special attack boosts and everything. It's really interesting. I don't know how much I like it in theory. I have not tested with this set. Personally, I've tested more with Specs and Subcon Mind, but Scarf itself isn't bad. I wouldn't say it's the best Scarfer. I would much prefer something like Excadrill, Greninja, like either of those two any day, based on the fact that, well, Excadrill has access to Earthquake, Iron Head, Rock Slide, Rapid Spin, and like Greninja has access to like basically everything that, you know, Blacephalon doesn't. Like, again, Rock Slide, U-Turn, Gunk Shot. That's where I think Blacephalon struggles. Just with other options, you've got stuff like Psyshock and Mind Blown, which in theory are actually really solid. Like, when we take a look at it though, in practice, it wouldn't be my favorite set in the world. One, it's beaten by most priority, and that is, oh crap, didn't want to type that. Pinsir. If we look at something like, say, Pinsir, which has actually pretty decent bulk, yeah, you get a K with a Flamethrower or a Fire Blast, don't get me wrong, but look at that quick attack damage. Like, let's say you have a Stealth Rock and a Spike Up, goodbye to your Blacephalon. Like, it's kind of incredible just how disturbing that is to see it just go down like that. It's kind of disgusting. And on top of that, let's look at something like Mew. Now, I don't think that this spread is a good spread. I really don't. I see people run... Oh wait, no, this is the exact spread. Okay, never mind. I'm talking on my ass now. Shadow Ball does a lot, but it doesn't really do enough. Let's say add a Choice Specs on here. Yeah, now you're doing enough. Now you're at a point where, yeah, Mew is dead. Scarf is great if this is weakened. Don't get me wrong, you know, 50%, this thing's gone. Comes in as a nice revenge killer. Really solid in that regard. HP Ice, I think we all know what that's for. Landorus. HP Ice does a hell of a lot to this specific spread. I know myself, I've been taking away the Spadef, which helps it out quite a bit. Obviously, if we make it offensive, it's going to just OHKO, especially for stuff like Zygarde, where it takes a lot as well. So that's always really good. And if it obviously has a lot more HP, just as an example of Sub DD, with 240 HP, 152 Spadef, it does significantly less. Obviously, adding in Choice Specs and everything, like, that damage gets increased incredibly much. But for the most part, it helps. That's where I like Choice Specs though, which would be the next set here. Choice Specs, I think, is just better than Scarf. Much like I think that, you know, like, let's just take this as an example, Kartana. Okay, Kartana is a Pokemon that has 181 attack. Right, we max that out. We max out its speed. This is a Pokemon that likes to run a Scarf because, hey, it's got like the coverage to do so, it's got the speed to do so, it hits hard enough. Right, it can come in late game and start claiming souls. Blacephalon can do that, don't get me wrong, but not as well as, say, a Kartana, or, as I mentioned before, an Excadrill, or, as I said even then, Greninja. It doesn't do what those three do really, really well, and that is 100% hit hard, come in with really strong stab, and just destroy everything. And keep in mind, Excadrill and Greninja don't even have the benefit of Beast Boost. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously once you claim that first kill, if your opponent doesn't have a resist, then they're fucked. But that's the thing, they need to resist, and then, oh wait, what are you weak to? Let's take a look, shall we? Oh yeah, this thing. Obviously Scarf isn't going to do anything. +1 does quite a bit more. That's great. That's an Acrobatics with its Seed. You can tell how much damage it will do without the item, if it'll let me, of course. Yeah, that'll OHKO, especially when you hit that, you know, that speed. Yeah, that it does too much, really. Like, I think it has, and I've said this in many previous recordings of this, I can tell you, I've had to legitimately delete all these failed recordings because I've gone off on, you know, just some random tangents. It has potential. It also fails because of Heatran. It is now running Spadef. It is running Spadef for this very reason. This is how much a Shadow Ball would do. Now, keep in mind, I personally think that you could 100% run a lot less Spadef. And again, just have it, you know, guarantee 3 KO after leftovers recovery. This is exactly why people are running Spadef Heatran, why people are running AV Tyranitar, fucking Assault Vest Tyranitar. This was a set that I had originally tried to coin early on in the meta because of how strong it is. And obviously, if you factor in the sand as well, this does nothing. Assault Vest T-Tar, just even as simple as this, disgusting. You can't touch it. You can't. You don't have access to Focus Blast, which is where I really think it hurts the most for Blacephalon, because let's say it did have Focus Blast, just as an example. Just by chance. That's how much a Specs like Focus Blast does to AV T-Tar with max HP. Let's go back to that Spadef Heatran example with the max HP 220. That's how much a Specs Focus Blast does. Yeah. If it had access to Focus Blast, this Pokemon, I honestly think would be 100% one of the best Ultra Beasts, aside, like, along with Naganadel. Like, it is actually disgusting to play against. If you let it if you let your Pokemon get too weak, and I can personally tell you, just in general, I've really liked Specs, and I've also really liked Calm Mind, as I said earlier. But if you let it set up, say, a substitute, and then go for a Calm Mind, you're fucked. Like, you're taking then a Specs potential Ghost EMZ, Never-Ending Nightmare, right to the chest piece. Goodbye. Right? Like, let's say that Z... oh, right, wrong thing. That's doing just as much as a Focus Blast would. To Spadef Heatran. Spadef Heatran. That is scary. Like, it's incredible. It does a lot. Like, even in the matchup versus Stall, Clefable. We'll start off with Clefable because why the hell not? That is a Never-Ending Nightmare. That is a Shadow Ball. Ouch. Then potentially factor in, oh, maybe I'm just gonna protect next turn. No. You can't afford to protect next turn, because if it subs up, you're screwed, because it just Calm Minds up and just goes for more Shadow Balls. Let's look at the Sableye answer here. Spadef. Nope. Nope. It does not, like, nothing takes it. We could even say the example of Quagsire, the Unaware Wall set, which is just max HP, max Spadef. Yeah, it dies to that Never-Ending Nightmare. Keep that shit in mind. And Chansey of all fucking things. We could take this all the way up to +6, and it's getting to the 2-hit KO range. +5, it's still there. And Chansey can't touch you. Basically, once their Unaware Mons are gone, they can't do anything to Blacephalon. Like, you just can't. It's actually ridiculous. I love this set so much. I've had a lot of success with it in the past. I want to play a little bit more with specs. I think I would much prefer it over Ghostium the more I really play with it. And I can tell you why now. Subcalm Mind is really good in the... I've personally found in the late game. You know, you set up on, say, something like a Feral Thorn, it can't break your sub, then, oh no, you get up a free Calm Mind, you get a free kill with a Flamethrower, and then you keep the ball rolling. Much like Specs here, though, you keep that ball rolling and rolling and rolling, except you're locked into one move. I think Specs, in a lot of ways, could be better. You obviously need to pick your moves and choose your moves wisely. Again, I can bring up the whole Heatran argument once more. That's Deftran. I will get rid of this +5 because that's not exactly fair. And the Z, like, that's a Shadow Ball. Like, it's not doing a lot. Like, it's a 3-hit KO guaranteed, basically, but, like, it still does a lot to a very common threat. Again, I really want to like Scarf. But another good example of a Pokemon that can 100% just eat hits is Toxapex to some degree, because it's no longer running more this set. It is running more Spadef. There are more Spadef variants out there. That is a Spec Shadow Ball. Now, I personally wouldn't run a set like this. I would run a lot less Spadef with the Calm Nature, basically to where after Black Sludge, it's a 2-hit KO, or it's a 3-hit KO guaranteed. No. Is it this? No. No, it is 182. More like this, just as an example, because now you want it to have black. Oh, it doesn't even have Black Sludge. Either way, basically, the more, like, it would have a lot less Spadef, basically to make sure that, oh well, it's still a guaranteed 3-hit KO after that, after the Black Sludge recovery. There, so something like this, right? Like, obviously, if you get the Spadef drop, it would do a dick load, but until you get that Spadef drop, it beats you because it can just click Scald twice and you're dead. And that, to me, I think just says wonders about how good not only Blacephalon is with specs, but take that away. That's now a Shadow Ball. I mean, again, this is where I like specs, because it can break through a Pokemon like this 100%. Unlike Scarf, where, you know, you really need to wait for a Pokemon like Toxapex to be heavily weakened. You need to wait for a Pokemon like, even hell, Celesteela to some degree, if it's running more Spadef sets, and you're running Scarf. That's Scarf Blacephalon to Celesteela, something that's weak to fire. Now, obviously, this is without Fire Blast, but with Fire Blast, it might not even get the KO. That's kind of scary when you think about it. And look how much you're taking from a potential Heavy Slam. Keep this in mind. Like, I'm not going to say that, you know, Blacephalon is trash. I won't even come close to saying that. But Scarf right now, I'm not exactly seeing. Specs, I can get behind. Subcombine, I can definitely get behind because of my experiences with it. But Scarf at this point, not exactly my gig. Looking at some partners though, I have personally found that Tapu Koko plus Hawlucha are absolutely wonders for Subcombine Blacephalon. Hell, even Specs Blacephalon. Because Tapu Koko plus Hawlucha is really solid as an early game, like, just get in there and weaken shit, right? I've been using Specs Koko plus Hawlucha, and that just helps out because defensive Zapdos, just as an example, is gonna take Specs Fire Blast. After Rocks it won't, but take that example of Scarf. It's getting to it KO'd. Now let's say Hawlucha is able to, I don't know, get say +2 high jump kickoff, right? Then go into a Blacephalon Shadow Ball. Yeah, I happen to really like that idea. Like, just as an example, right? Shadow Ball, hell, even Fire Blast, HP Ice. Like, you have options here. Like, I'm not saying that it's helpless, but it is a nice option to help out the Scarf set a little bit. Specs just breaks through something like that, which is amazing. But this combination in general, I found a lot of success with. I had found a lot of success with it when I was using Naganadel on the exact same team, but I found that this really, really helped it out with the Subcombine set. I also happen to really like a Pokemon like Excadrill. Why do I like Excadrill so much with this Pokemon? I like the fact that when you've got Earthquake plus Iron Head plus Rock Slide, and since I actually run Toxic now on my Excadrill that are Scarfed, just as a last ditch, just I need to poison something, it works wonders because you're getting a lot of solid damage off on Clefable, which is huge. You're getting a lot of solid damage off on something like Chansey, right? And you're potentially stalling out stuff like Soft Boiled, which is great. You're able to potentially deal with stuff like Greninja, which is huge. I'm gonna open up a new tab here, just so I don't lose this. But it's really nice because take that example here, right? Excadrill, Scarf versus, again, we can take that Clefable example. That's how much an Iron Head is doing. And let's say you were at 22, let's say you're at 19%, it gets the KO with the Moonblast, fine. You go into Blacephalon and rock that bitch's world. Like, it just drops. Like, drops faster than the mic. Like, it's incredible how good the pairing is. It's incredible. You've also got a nice way to weaken Zapdos on top of that, right? Nice defensive Zapdos. You know, you're getting this boy in range. Getting this boy in range of a Specs Fire Blast, Specs Shadow Ball, which is amazing. Amazing for it. Right? That is why I like it. It's also really good because in the matchup, like against, say, Zapdos, you get to Toxic it. On top of that, hitting something like Adamant Zard Y is really good. Hitting something like, let's say, Gyarados with the Toxic is really good. You're getting rid of stuff like Spudef Heatran, which is, say it with me now, really good. Same thing goes for Tyranitar. Not doubles. Not doubles, Calc. Blank set. Like a max HP T-Tar, it helps get it in a reasonable range. And if it is max attack, if it is running adamant, and it is going for an earthquake, while it does get the KO, you've done a significant chunk to where, yeah, a Tapu Koko or a Hawlucha can pick up the KO. It's a lot of support for a Pokemon that needs it. The other nice thing is you can rapid spin with it. Keep those hazards off the field so Blacephalon can come in late game and help you out. I also happen to like Healing Wish here. Healing Wish support, we're going to look strictly at OU here. Nothing really good stands out. If we factor in, say, UU, we have a bunch of really good ones. Latias, 100%. I really like Latias in this case, and for that specific reason, it helps Blacephalon quite a bit. You're able to keep rocks off the field with Defog. You're able to hit things that really you don't necessarily enjoy. Like, if we just keep looking down, you're not going to enjoy the likes of Bisharp, right? Well, Latias could go for easily an HP Fire and deal a significant amount of damage. If you're using Latias from past generations, Hidden Power Fighting, really solid option. I wouldn't say Latias is a perfect partner, but it does have that nice Healing Wish option. If we even wanted to look at Parting Shot, which I think is 100% hilarious, the likes of Persian or Silvally are really your best options. I think if you really wanted Darkinium Z Parting Shot, Persian's your best, because let's say you're weakening something like, what's a good example that wouldn't be able to KO next turn? Let's just hypothetically say, I don't know. Let's just hypothetically say Alakazam. Hypothetically, of course. Right? You know, it's Mega, blah, blah, blah. It gets Parting Shot. You know, loses that. Well, now it can't KO. You get the free switch into Blacephalon. It's healthy. You get the KO because it can't KO you after potential Stealth Rocks. And now your opponent's in that position where, oh shit, do I let it kill me? Or do I switch out and potentially trace its Beast Boost? That is a big thing to keep in mind. I wouldn't necessarily run it. I'll actually, I can actually show you a team that I built around it. Right quick. Sorry if you can hear the lovely garbage truck going by my house. But it is this team right here. This team works really well on its own. You have something like Rotom to defog. You have Landers to set up Stealth Rocks. Again, Hawlucha, Koko, Excadrill on their own to just help you deal significant chunks of damage. That's really good. That being said, I think that you really need to think about Blacephalon's checks though. Can I just type in priority and have it just pop up, please? No priority. No priority. No. Alright. Well, priority just beats it. Sucker Punch from Bisharp. Quick attack after rocks plus a spike switch in. Water Shuriken coming from Ash Greninja. Faster Pokemon, really, like anything Scarf if you're running Specs or Self-Calm Mind. Kartana is a big check because of knockoff now. I'll actually show you the calc real quick as to what Kartana's... No, not knockoff. Jesus. Kartana does knockoff KOs, and that's with no item. Keep that in mind. That's no item. But also keep in mind how much a Fire Blast does. That does over 1000%. Not even the rain does that really do much. You'd have to literally go max HP, max def, Assault Vest, and even then, it still KOs. That's a +1. That's at neutral. Woohoo. Let's factor in even the careful nature. It still dives. But Kartana can beat it if it's Scarf. Diancie beats it if it's Scarf. Nowadays, I feel like there's a certain speed tier that you want to hit in OU. That you just, not in PU, in OU. That you just want to hit, and it happens to be at least a 110 speed. 110, ladies and gentlemen. Why do I say 110? Because look at a Pokemon like Garchomp just as an example. I'm going to go off on a little side tangent here, but then look at Blacephalon. Garchomp was once considered a fiend back in Gen 4 and Gen 5. God damn it, phone. And look at it now. It's nowhere near as good as it was in previous generations, let alone how it was in the 6th gen. And look at a Pokemon like Blacephalon. You're outsped by something like Keldeo, which is going to be able to Scald you. Kartana can knock off. Lycanroc Dusk can Accelerock. Mega Diancie can Diamond Storm or Power Gem. Latios can just Psyshock. Gengar can Shadow Ball. Hawlucha can Acrobatics. Greninja can Water Shuriken. Or possibly even just Scarf Rock Slide you. Tapu Koko can Thunderbolt. Mega Lopunny can Fake Out with a Quick Attack. Mega Alakazam can just KO your ass. Like, it's tough if you're not running Scarf. I can think about all these other Pokemon that can come in, possibly easily take a hit, and then proceed to KO you. That is its biggest flaw, in my opinion. Priority, and the fact that realistically, if it's faster, and since you almost need Specs or a Ghost DMZ to actually do some significant damage in the early game, it's screwed. That being said, it does so much. I might put some replays up, put some replays in the description, so you guys kind of get an idea of what I mean. I've had a lot of fun using Subcom 9. The problem with it though is you need to make sure that a Pokemon like Bisharp is gone, that a Pokemon like Ash Greninja is gone, Pokemon like Hawlucha and Tapu Koko and Tapu Lele and Latias, the list goes on, need to be gone. And it's really unfortunate because Blacephalon actually, to me at least, and from what I've seen and used on the ladder, is really, really good. Just to go over the quick other options here, Psyshock is a great way to hit Toxapex now. If you let me just quick put this in, and then basically after this, we can move on. But it is, I don't know. It's a Pokemon that, again, I think has a lot of untapped potential. Like, that's a Scarf Psyshock, that's a Spec Psyshock. But the Mind Blown as well, just to get up a massive hit before you possibly go down. I would say this on a Scarf set over a Spec set, because last bit of damage potentially preventing a defog. Who knows? But again, I think it has a lot of untapped potential with the Scarf set. I think that, you know, you pair it up with the right mons, the Pokemon, like possibly like a bulkier offensive team, you know, it can come in late game and possibly win. I think Specs and Subcom 9 are its best options currently. But with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on the video, as it does help the channel grow quite a bit. Leave a comment down below as to your personal favorite Blacephalon sets, or hell, even the sets that you like to use currently with Blacephalon. Once again though, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.
Let's go.